was that?
Welcome to the Grizzled Geek Podcast, episode 57. I'm Mike.
I'm Kirsten.
I'm Doug.
And we're the podcast that may be a little long in the tooth, but we're also short on self-awareness. So we got that going for us. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate the fact that you got no social life on a Friday night. Nothing better to do than to hang out with us. We're going to make it all better. We're going to make it all better. Talking about nerd stuff on the internet. That's what we do. We're here
or maybe
the
drinking you do while you watch us. One of those makes it all.
Well, yeah, something. One of the two. Welcome, everybody, from listening out on Stitcher, Deezer, and all the other places you get your fine podcasts. Those numbers keep going up, folks. More and more of you listening to us, downloading us. We even got a couple reviews.
Oh!
And by a couple, I mean a couple, too. We got two. So
wow.
That's
two more than what we had.
That's true. That is true. And none of them bad yet. I'm kind of waiting for really funny bad ones, but no. So, welcome everybody. If you are listening and you want to check us out, see what we look like, you can join us either live or, archived on YouTube at youtube.com/thegrizzledgeek, where we have all this plus our other shows, our reactions, and everything else. We're getting more and more of those out, and we appreciate you guys. So,
cool.
What have you guys been up to this week? Anything exciting?
I re-upped my SWTOR subscription.
Jump back in.
Yeah, I was getting bored of all of the other games I've been playing, like the turn-based games, and I got a new turn-based strategy game and played a couple rounds and went, this is boring. I need something new. And then I watched a Twitch stream for the SWTOR guys, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go back in for a little while. I'll make some videos, do a playthrough of me starting over.
Nice. I was wondering if there's something going on with SWTOR, because I haven't been keeping up and I haven't had it for a while. But we've been getting a lot more views, as in some of the old videos. We can get some comments on them. I don't know if you've been getting those.
Yeah, I responded to the one you sent my way.
Nice.
I was nice and diplomatic.
Nice.
You idiot! No, I'm just kidding.
We got a comment saying, "This helped. As a new player, this helped me none." And I'm like, oh, well.
Yeah, my response was, "This isn't for new players. If you're a new player, you should not be trying to stealth your way through, story stuff."
Yeah. But hey, what about you, Kirsten? You been doing anything exciting? I know you got some exciting plans this weekend, right?
Yeah.
Something important going on?
Yeah, it's Armando's and I's 4th year anniversary, so
nice.
We are going to be celebrating that. But this week I've been playing Among Us, and I hung up all of our Halloween stuff, so we're just a little closer to spookification.
So
nice.
Heather's on this kick to making sure Halloween happens this year for us.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know. But she's like, no, we're going to... So she's getting full-size candy bars. She's going to be we're going to be that house. I know. So she's rigging up... I'm like, she saw this thing where they rig up a chute, a candy chute.
Oh, I saw that, yeah.
So they're going to have candy... the kid's going to come to this house and get full-size bars and candy chute.
That's
nice.
Cool.
So, yeah. I'm like, all right, well...
I'll be in the back.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I'm not going to have to man it. I'm good. I never man it anyway. I always end up scaring those kids. Little kids won't come up to me and take candy. Yeah. I could never be a creep because kids won't even with candy, arms full of candy, kids won't come up to me. So.
Hey, did you see the new Oogie Boogie popcorn?
They got another one?
Yeah. Do they? Does it look awesome? Is it better than the first one?
It's basically his head and shoulders blown up to the size of the ones that were the full body last year. You can see mine in the back.
Yeah, you can see yours in the background and mine's... Oh, yeah, you can see mine too. It's right back there. There.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's like Oogie Boogie's head. I think you get the popcorn out of his mouth, I'm guessing. I don't know. Or out of the back. I couldn't tell.
Yeah. Those are awesome. Yeah. But you got to go to Disneyland to get it?
Disney World, because Disneyland still isn't open.
That's right. I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah, California hasn't let them open yet.
Wow. So not only you have to go out in public at Disney World, you got to be in Florida.
Yeah, you have to go
That's
all
like-
the way to Florida.
2 strikes against it.
I still think the original is way cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the original. It's one of those we had to have. All right. Before we jump into stories today, guys, I just want to talk a little bit about The Mandalorian. People have been sending me the stories, and we talked about it last week. So, finally, things got cleared up for us by the great Scoop Meister, Doomcock himself. He's a guy who's the most, he's got the industry insiders. He wears a giant mask so you can't see who he is and kind of changes his voice.
Nice.
So yeah, he's got all the scoops, and he was oddly quiet on this the first week that the news broke last week. So we're waiting for him to react, but he finally did, and he kind of cleared some things up. So for the most part, we were right about this. He did say that there was a fight, right? It did revolve around the use of the helmet. He did walk off the set, but it was way blown out of proportion. He wasn't like, because he's still out there doing, press for season 2 and stuff like that, right? So, and the big thing was everyone reporting like, well, he's done. He's not coming back for season 3. He's not coming back for season 3, which totally got blown out of proportion. He is coming back for season 3, but not in person. So they kind of compromised, which is something we speculated about last week. Because
He's just going to voice over?
He's going to do the voice. So everyone's saying, like, see, I told you so. He's not coming back. But he is. He didn't quit. He's not fired.
Right.
He's still going to be the voice of the Mandalorian. In fact, most of the first season, he was not in the suit.
Yeah.
So it's a compromise. He doesn't have to wear the uncomfortable suit. He's got much shorter time. He's got to go in the studio, do the voiceover work, and then his stuntman does the work in the suit. It's the advantage of wearing a helmet the entire time. So
Yeah.
Mandalorian's not written out of the show, which, his own show. And Pedro Pascal is not left. He is, in fact, going to be back, but just as a voice. So,
All right. Interesting.
That is interesting.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm sitting there going like, man, if I got the chance to wear that suit, I'd wear it any chance I got. But then I'm like, well, I'm not an actor. I don't have to, deal with that for 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
Wearing 80 pounds of shiny metal on me for the entire day jumping around. So, all right. There we have it. Anything else you want to catch up on real quick?
No.
Nothing else to say? Guys, we're exciting. Bunch of exciting
so.
folks.
Well, we got some good stories to talk about.
We do have some good stories. Let's jump into the big one. Microsoft this week made headlines as it bought Bethesda Studios for $7.5 billion with a B dollars. It's the biggest video game purchase ever. It's 3 times the amount Microsoft paid for Minecraft and Mojang, which was the biggest video game purchase ever. That's a lot of money, but they're purchasing Bethesda Studios.
Yeah.
So that's a huge story. So there was tons of speculation videos. I almost did one too. I was almost going to put speculate over what this means or what, but I figured I will wait for Friday. We'll discuss it and wait for more news to come out. And more news did come out during the week, so it's a good thing. So we got, a little more information. Basically, Bethesda and ZeniMax are now part. He didn't dance. What's going on?
He didn't dance. What's going on? He was being the don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious.
Oh, Armando. The 4th Grizzled Geek in the background. So yeah, Bethesda and ZeniMax are now part of the Xbox team. And the deal includes pretty much everything. Bethesda Studios, id Software, ZeniMax, Arcane Studios, Machine Games, Tango Games Works, Alpha Dog Games, and Roundhouse Studios. So pretty much all of Bethesda's properties are, are now owned by Microsoft now. There we go.
Sad day.
So what does this mean? Does it mean that Xbox just throw the gauntlet down and win the console war? If you talk about exclusives here, I mean, look at the franchises they just purchased. They got like Wolfenstein, Doom, Dishonored, Elder Scrolls, Quake. Evil Within, the upcoming Starfield, which is one of the most anticipated games, and then Fallout,
Yeah.
one of the biggest franchises out there. So, and all those going. I mean, not they didn't announce. They said they're going to be on a case by case basis what was going to be Xbox exclusive. But you got to imagine they're paying that much money for their studio. They want to drive towards Xbox, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to have this at this point. With what we know there's going to be, you have double the exclusives PS5 has planned for the first year.
Would you want, if you just acquired a giant software company, would you want to limit it to just your platform? Because you've got to assume that the people who want an Xbox and are willing to get an Xbox have an Xbox. Yeah. And that people who don't want an Xbox are probably people who just... I don't know that Wolfenstein or Fallout are going to pull people... Not a lot. I mean, obviously it's going to pull some, but not enough to justify cutting off every other console market from this game, these game studios, do you think? Because you're losing a ton of customers that you could be charging $60-$80 for a new game.
Yeah, but you forget that Microsoft also is a PC company, so you've got PC market and...
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm getting to. You don't want to make everything Xbox exclusive. Maybe you make it your own platform's exclusive, but even then, I guess we'll see. But,
yeah, and like even in the chat, I was saying they already got Xbox on pre-order, so this is already selling stuff. Xbox, people are going to buy Xbox. You're right, they're going to buy Xbox, but this makes Game Pass before I'm like, I don't want to pay $25 a month for games because I don't play as many. Right, I'll just buy the $60 game and play it as much as I want. But then I'm like, I don't know now. Now if these are going to be on Game Pass, if I get all my future Fallout stuff on Game Pass, it might, Elder Scrolls. Now, and I agree, Doug. Some of the bigger names they're gonna be wide release, right? Like I can't imagine them putting Starfield just on Xbox exclusive, right? That'll probably be a wide release to all the consoles.
Well, I imagine they'll probably do what they're doing with PlayStation. It'll be exclusive for the first year and
for the first year
available to all platforms.
All right, that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's two releases because they bought. This includes the Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo, which were already announced to be exclusives on PS5. Which they're still going to honor that. Obviously, those are going to be PS5 exclusives. We're going to have Microsoft-owned games on PlayStation 5. But I don't know. I think this is a big win for them, and it could be a big win for us because, maybe we'll get some less buggy games coming out of Bethesda. Right?
No, instead we'll have everything is going to be released in parts, and you have to purchase everything.
You got to purchase separate, Which is another argument for the Game Pass.
God.
Yeah. I don't know. I was never really excited about the Game Pass until now. I'm like, oh, I don't know, and I'm tempted. I mean, once you start rolling out. Yeah, it's true. They said Outer Worlds by Obsidian was multi-platform, and they're owned by Microsoft. So yeah, they can still release the multi-platform out there. Obviously, if it's going to be a big game like that, they want a wide release. Depends on what they want, right? But
especially the ones that you can charge, 80, 90, 100, whatever the going rate for the big name games is now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Absolutely. You're not going to drive people to a $300 console when you can make $100 for each extra game you sold.
That's true. But I think they're gonna make a ton of money. I think they've already seen a huge increase in Game Pass purchases over the summer. I mean, that was before this announcement, but more people at home, more people playing games. So I think it's gonna sell a lot of those Game Pass subscriptions, and I think it's gonna sell a lot of Xboxes. And hopefully, we'll get a lot of good games out of this thing. Because Microsoft is not as willing to put out buggy games They play test, right, all their stuff. They don't want to put it out. I mean, they still put out some stuff. There's a few bugs here and there, but not like Bethesda does, where they're like, we'll fix the bugs fix it in post. We'll throw it out there, and the players will tell us what's wrong with it. Oh, we'll fix it afterwards.
We'll fix it in our live, not advertised beta.
Exactly. Yeah, like Matt said, they're still planning on releasing multi-platform games from the studio, which they will. We don't know which ones. Like I said, I bet the big ones like Starfield and that will be. But I don't know, man. I'm excited by it. That's just me. What I'm really excited about it, and this is kind of this is total nerding out on this here, but people have been wanting a hey Charlie Tango, welcome. People have been wanting a sequel to Fallout New Vegas, because Fallout New Vegas was between Fallout 3 and Fallout 4, and it was done by Obsidian. And now Obsidian and Bethesda are in the same company now. They're all both owned by Microsoft now. So at first it was kind of like one of those pipe dream things, like, oh yeah, man, we could actually get a Fallout New Vegas sequel, that everyone's been clamoring for. Mm-hmm. But then someone posted that, to the Obsidian guys, and they're like, I don't know, could happen. So they were pretty tight-lipped about it, but they were tight-lipped in a way that made you think, oh, they might be having that discussion, And if there's
Nice.
a huge clamoring for it, right? We'll see. I mean, I'd buy it. If you're a Fallout fan, you're going to buy it, right? So, I don't know.
Would you buy it if it was only on Xbox?
Yeah, because it'll be on PC too, and I'm a PC gamer.
Not what I meant, but yeah.
I mean, like I say, only Xbox means PC as well, so, and I'm fine with that, so. Although, yeah, because I can't, the thing is, I would own an Xbox. I would tell you, if I owned one, I would own an Xbox. But I can't use those double controllers for aiming. I just can't do it, right? If it's any kind of game where I got to aim, I need a mouse. I just, I don't know whether it's just years of conditioning, but I bought, I have an Xbox controller I use on my PC here, and I'm like, for Fallout Wasteland, it's like the battle royale in Fallout. So I'm like, I'm not too slow. I need to get this, and I can't aim with that thing, man. I'm like, especially quickly. I can play the regular game with it just fine, but if I got people jumping behind me and I'm spinning around trying to aim, can't do it. Need a mouse. So, yeah, is that the reason why I'm not buying an Xbox? No, but it's one of those. It's one of the reasons. It's up there.
It's right there behind the price tag.
Yeah, it's right there behind the price tag. I'm like, man, for the price of that, how many months can I get Game Pass?
The prices aren't that bad right now.
They're not. There's for this new, for either one of them out there. But here's the other thing. I really want to play that Miles Morales game, right?
Yeah.
And I so want to play that game, but I don't want to play. I don't want to pay $500 to play that game.
Yeah.
Because pretty much that's what I would play. I'd play that, and then DVDs on my my PlayStation. So that's pretty much what I would do with it. So.
Yeah.
Matt says you can play mouse and keyboard on the Xbox. See, stop tempting me. Yeah, I know that, but yeah, I'm not gonna buy a PS5 just to play Miles Morales game. Although I really want to, so I'll have to convince Shane to buy it. So that's my goal. Yeah, I don't need to buy all the games. I just need to have someone I know buy it,
and then I can play it.
and then I can play it.
Yeah.
It's great because like. It's like I don't know why Tony's not in the chat, but he's messaging me in Facebook. I'm like, I'm live right now, Tone. What are you doing? Yeah, that's what I was saying. The Miles Morales game's coming to PS4 or PS4. Really? Oh, I have a PS4 at the house. So there you go. Problem solved. Matt, look at you coming in with the with the good news.
Boom, sold.
Sold. Yeah. There you go.
Nice.
All right, Doug, give us the good news.
Yeah.
Chris is done with that topic.
He's like, all right, done the gaming. Because she's spending money in her head as we're talking. She's like,
all right. Is Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness going to be one of the biggest movies of Phase 4? DC and Marvel have a tendency to copy one another. Oh, well, DC has a tendency to copy Marvel. Justice League copying the Avengers, Batman versus Superman copying Civil War.
Although this might be the opposite at this point.
Yeah, well, now it's Marvel's turn to switch the tables. And it looks like Kevin Feige might want to one-up Flashpoint. I guess this comes via some comments that the original director, Scott Derrickson, said. He left over creative differences, but it recently came out that he had a much smaller movie in mind when Feige decided to go big. So the two big rumors that have hit this week regarding this are that first, Tobey Maguire might be returning as Spider-Man. And you said under director Sam Raimi. Does that mean Sam Raimi would be involved in this? Oh, yeah, he's already.
Yeah, he's directing.
He's directing it. So
yeah, he stepped into Scott Derrickson's space.
So he may be going the look to Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Spider-Man. Sony and Marvel have been playing nice recently, and Sony wants their movies in the MCU, so this might be a kind of a gateway or an olive branch or something. The second one I'm not too terribly thrilled about, but let's go through it.
It's what could have been.
Well, and yeah, so another one is this week was Tom Cruise's Iron Man. He was a fan cast back in the 90s, and he even tried to produce his own Iron Man movie back in 97, starring himself. But
I mean, that movie was that was announced, right?
Yeah.
Like Tony Stark is Iron Man. It was supposed to be this dark spy thriller. Tom Cruise, sorry. Yeah, and then it's supposed to be this dark spy thriller and a whole bit.
Yeah.
And then it fell apart. And then.
Yeah, I don't want this
because the budget spiraled out of control.
Yeah. I don't think. Well, I'll do the last one.
Remember, he's not our Iron Man. He's an Iron Man.
Well, why why would you introduce an Iron Man from another world if it wasn't to fill those shoes and to keep that character around?
I'll tell you why. Because you look at the actors we're talking about here, right? These are all big name actors, and the reason why there's a ton of big name actors that want to be in the Marvel universe, but don't want to commit to like multi-picture deals, right? Mm-hmm. This kind of movie would be the perfect way to have them come in. We'll do a one shot, and maybe with the door open for cameos down the road in a a different multiverse version of these characters, right? I don't know. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I hate it.
You hate it because it's Tom Cruise, or you hate it because they're recasting these characters?
I hate it because it's Tom Cruise.
Okay.
I would prefer them to take someone new and let them make of the role as they want to. And if he's, if everyone likes this new person in this role, then do something with it. But don't force some big name to be something that he's not. Yeah.
And the thing is, they're trying to copy DC because what DC's doing with Flashpoint, getting Keaton back as Batman, right? And Ben Affleck as Batman. So they're trying to kind of do this. So instead of having people that played the roles before, they're doing like fan casting. Like these are the ones that almost were in this role. Like in the next one.
No name actors only. Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt.
Yeah.
All right. So then there's also rumors saying John Krasinski will be playing Captain America. He did lose out to the role to Chris Evans, and he is up for a Marvel role that is apparently not Mr. Fantastic. So this could be where he's in. Although, he's a pretty busy guy. Maybe he's one of those doesn't want to commit to more than one appearance.
Yeah. But I mean, at least the door open. I mean, this is like a perfect way. If you want to come in, I get to dress up, play Captain America in a movie, right? Possibly a big movie, and then have the door open to return later on if I have time or schedule permits or whatever, without the commitment.
Yeah.
I'm not carrying a series, so.
The only way I would be cool with, having them go to I shouldn't say this. The thing that jumps out to me as an obvious could be cool is if you use the alternate world, Iron Man, Tom Cruise, whatever. I don't care if it's him or not. in that sense. I prefer not, but whatever. If it's just he's in this other world and he doesn't cross over, that's fine.
Yeah.
If they used that to introduce versions of characters that could come over, for example, I know that Ironheart wasn't super popular, but I think a lot of traditional people weren't big fans of Ironheart. She seemed kind of forced in there, but that could be a way to bring in an Iron Man suit wearing kind of person, that somebody in the comics that just wasn't introduced in the real Marvel timeline, and you could go, oh look, there we go. Now you can have Ironheart in the MCU because she came over from this alternate universe.
Yeah, I mean, possibly. I can see that working. I mean, just to address some of the comments here, like Charlie Tango said, it'd be do it like the DC universe did to the TV show with Crisis. Obviously bringing all these different characters from the different multiverses. I agree. I also agree with Matt. Like Reed Richards or No Dice. I mean, I like John Krasinski and Emily Blunt are perfect as Reed and Sue Storm or Reed Richards. I mean, so I mean, it's just I don't know whether it's just I want them in those characters so bad, or I mean, I'm excited to see John Krasinski as Captain America as well. But I really wished, I would prefer, if I had my choice, they'd be Mr. and Mrs. Fantastic. But who knows what they're doing? They're saying this could open a lot of doors here, right? Because this could lead to Secret Wars or whatever the next big Avengers thing is, without using these alternate characters. I don't know. I think it's a smart way of doing it if you're going to introduce new characters and fill these roles from other dimensions. And here's the thing, I don't know. I guess I'm not really as excited about Tom Cruise either, because he's especially after seeing Robert Downey Jr. I remember being super excited in the '90s when it was announced, right? Because I don't know if that was more so much that I saw Tom Cruise as Tony Stark, but just the fact that there could be an Iron Man movie, and with such a big name behind it, I figured that was surely going to happen. I don't know why that, but I remember being really excited about it in the '90s, and then disappointed when it fell apart, like all the other announced movies back then.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it's kind of cool that they're casting people that didn't get these roles. I kind of like that idea, but I don't know. House of M, Charlie Tango, look at you. That would just be a crazy. I don't know. They say WandaVision is setting up Doctor Strange, right?
Yeah. Well, the problem with House of M is you would literally have to tell the story in reverse, because the whole House of M was to get rid of, to deal with the mutant issue and stuff, and there is no mutant issue, so you'd have to go from her saying no mutants to, hey, look, mutants.
True. Yeah. WandaVision is setting to reverse House of M. It's true. I don't know. See, this is where the whole geeking out about this kind of stuff goes, because he just says that. He just says something like that. He doesn't even have to he just says House of M, and I'm like, oh my goodness, just trying to picture it in my head, where we live in a day and age where we have like the MCU, where someone could say, hey man, maybe House of M, and you're like, wow, how could they do that? Nah. Instead of like, oh, that would never happen.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, before it'd be like, oh, that could never happen, and now we're like, holy crap, anything could happen. And whatever happens, I'm going to go see it. So, I'm in for whatever they do. I'm excited. I'm excited about WandaVision. I'm excited about Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. Could be the drought of Marvel movies, but I'm super excited for all this.
Yeah. There is quite the drought right now.
Speaking of Marvel drought, Kirsten, you want to...
Gonna bring in the bad news. So Marvel's gonna be pushing its release dates rather deeper into 2021. Since Tenet bombed the box office, Disney wants to avoid theaters for now. Pixar's Soul is going to be headed to Disney Plus Premium. Not surprised. Yeah. Black Widow pushed a year from the original date to May 7th, 2021. Eternals, also a full year from the original date, May 5th, 2021. Shang-Chi And The Legend of the Ten Rings is going to be July 9th to 2021. And 2022 Marvel movies are not affected. However, Spider-Man 3 is up in the air as Sony will decide, and they have vowed not to release movies until a vaccine can be mass distributed. 2009 was the last year without Marvel movie release. So we've had one ever since, or at least one.
It was like Iron Man and Hulk, and then the year after it was out, and then there's been releases every year since then until now.
Yep.
Till now. I don't know. It's crazy to think it's been that long. 2008. But yeah, I mean, what do we think about this? I mean, we got Black Widow in May, Eternals in November, Shang-Chi in July.
It kind of had to happen, so
yeah.
I just hope that everything is to a point where we can get Black Widow in May.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds promising, but
it's like the year that never happened. It's like kind of erase it from the history books. It's 2020. It's like skipped ahead a year for everything.
Now the curiosity will be to see what the theater going, experience is like, because they're still saying that even with a vaccine, that until there's cases drop off to nil, you should still keep social distance. You should still wear a mask, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think they're going to let businesses do a lot more, but will they keep them like at reduced capacity or things like that? I'll
tell you what, I get a vaccine in me, I'm going to the movies with a mask on. I don't care. I mean, I'll still wear the mask. I'll still social distance when I can, but once I got a vaccine in me, I'm out there. I'm watching movies.
The problem is, how long is it going to take for you to be able to gain access to a vaccine?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I should have signed up for that one over the summer.
Yeah, there's only a slight chance you'd get spinal problems.
Exactly.
It only happened to one person. I'm sure you've been fine.
They roll the dice with those odds. Immune to COVID or spinal problems. Man. Yeah, with my luck, no. Never mind.
Charlie, if only that were true. The people in the United States are never going to accept that normal.
It's too much America.
Like,
too much freedom. They can't contain that freedom behind a mask, Charlie. That's the problem. People have too much of it. It just like seeps out on the sides of the mask, and it doesn't do any good. So, we have too much freedom. But oh well. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I'm gonna risk it. I gotta once I get my hands on that. So I'm gonna on a vaccine. Like I said, hopefully, if I don't get a vaccine by May 7th, I'm gonna be upset. If I have to miss the year delayed premiere of Black Widow, I might cry. I don't know.
I doubt that they would push it out. If you're not able to get it, then most people probably aren't able to get it. They're going to be, passing out to people like the people on the fronts to get it first. So it'll just be a matter of when you can get to it. And if you're not getting it, most people probably aren't getting it, and there's no reason to put things out into the movie theaters until people are actually able to go out.
Yeah, especially when you're that close.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I'm like, we're like praying for another push. Push it again, another month. Get my shots in 2 weeks. Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm glad they did this, though. I'm glad.
Yeah, me too.
And they've set realistic dates, right? Like I feel bad. I don't know how well Wonder Woman's going to do. I really wish they would have pushed that one a little bit further. I know I want to see it.
Yeah.
But pushing it out at Christmas, I don't know, man. People, I guess they're,
Yeah, those, health workers will get to go see it.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe. They might have their vaccine by then, so they'll get to go see it without us plebes in their way.
Yeah.
It'll be their token for, taking care of everyone's bullshit this entire time.
Right.
Yeah.
I still want to see that movie bomb. I don't want to see, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't want to see it pull a Tenet,
Pull a Tenet. Coming to Lexicon.
It's a standard now. It's the bar.
They jumped the gun too early and pulled a Tenet. Yeah, Matt says sad reality is probably going to be more like the flu shot, and you have to get it every year, which
Yeah.
I'm fine with.
Yeah.
I get the flu shot every year whether I want it or not. I just go to the being a Native American, I go to the Native American hospital, and no matter what I'm in there for, hey, I'm here to refill my prescription. They're like, oh, it's time for your flu shot. Like, oh,
I was just here a month ago and you gave me one.
yeah, I did. I got a 2 1 year because they're like, so they're like, they look at it like, oh, you just got this last month. Like, I thought I did. Like, it's like automatically in there, jab. So if it's like that, that's fine.
Well, you were extra protected that year.
I was. But yeah. So
All right.
here, what do we got going on here? All right, so Marvel movies pushed off. We got Bethesda being owned by Microsoft, and then Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness looks like a crazy, crazy movie, and I'm super excited about it. But now, it's what people come here for, Doug. The Nerd Nuggets.
I thought you lost your little thing.
I know. I did too. Nerd Nugget time, folks. This is our smaller stories, our geek bites, our Nerd Nuggets. You know, just dipping size stories here. And we're gonna kick it off with a possible Warcraft sequel. Legendary is rumored to be working on a Warcraft sequel. Now, this is based on the World of Warcraft video games. An MMO. It was the highest grossing video game movie up until Detective Pikachu came out. So, and it's one of those that was mixed reviews, right? So, like, it has a critic score of 28% Rotten Tomatoes, but it's got an audience score of 78%. It's like one of those where the critics, blasted it, but it did really well in China, right?
Yeah.
It just barely broke even on this, right? It made, just I needed to make I think it's 50 more million or whatever is what it needed to make. But so everyone was like, I was not going to get a sequel. And here's the thing, I liked it. I liked the story. But it was like a prequel to the MMO, right?
Yeah.
So it hadn't really got into the story that we all know yet. It was kind of like the build up to that with all these characters. So if you're a big fan of the MMO or the storyline, it was, just setting these characters up for, the story that we know. So it kind of set the stage, and we're like, oh man, it kind of left at the end, kind of like, we all know where it's going, and we want to see it. But I don't know. I'm excited about it. I hope it happens personally. So.
I would be excited to see it. I liked the first one. Mm-hmm. I feel like it was pretty cheesy, but I also don't have any concept of what it was supposed to be because I don't play WoW games. I don't know. It was still cool to see the archetypes,
Yeah. No, I agree.
Did you read the chat?
Yeah, I know. Corbin's trolling us here with his Batman Forever love. Oh, Corbin. I love you, man. Yeah, you gotta let Batman Forever go. Yes. But yeah, I don't know. I agree. I agree with everything you said, Kirsten. That was well put, because that's exactly how I feel. I'll watch it. Right. I'm not joking. It's a video game movie. I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, we're going to watch it.
Even if the first one sucked, I'd be like, maybe it's better.
Yeah.
I'm glutton for punishment. I'll go see it.
It's just the idea of seeing iconic characters that you know and love up on screen, right?
Yeah. And it had big names too, right? It has some really big names in that. So and Duncan Jones went on to direct some really good movies. So I don't know. I'm just saying.
They should do that with the Old Republic. Do that whole Satil Shan and all them. Just follow their story. I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
It'll never happen.
Republic story.
But,
it'll never happen.
Man, it'd be good. All right.
I got to see a live action Revan on screen at one point in my life before I die. That's all I want. I prefer it be Keanu Reeves playing him, but if not, I'm fine as long as I get to see it.
All right. Next story is thanks to closed caption, we learned the character name of Catherine Hahn in the WandaVision. She is going to be Agatha Harkness. who is a big, like witch character in the Marvel universe.
Kind of a mentor to the.
Yeah, she becomes kind of a mentor to the Scarlet Witch, although she originally was Franklin Richards' nanny or governess or whatever. And she helped keep his all reality-altering powers in check. And then they kind of just transferred that over to the Scarlet Witch later on.
Gotcha.
When her powers became more about warping reality and not warping chance.
Yeah.
Because originally her powers were just chance alterations.
It was hex powers. She could undo people's belts and have their pants fall down and trip. It was pretty bad. But then she became reality altering powers, and it was like the one we saw in Endgame, where she could take on Thanos. So I don't know. Excited.
Charlie Tango says CC's only said to Agnes, so.
Oh yeah, they might. Yeah, they might be changing the character's name.
Yeah.
From.
She was also wearing a witch costume in the trailer too. In the scene where they all dressed up like their comic book characters, like their actual comic book character costumes, right? So in the scene where it has her as Agnes, whatever, Agnes Agatha, she was wearing a witch costume.
Yeah,
and they hinted at her playing a major role, right? Yeah. So I think
she's the one who says, "Am I dead?" And he's like, "Why would you ask that?" And he's like, "'Cause you're dead."
Yep.
And
laughs
maniacally.
Yep. So, yeah. I mean, it's the writing's on the wall. We know who she is. I'm fine with it.
All right. So, CW series Supergirl is coming to an end. It's going to be after 6 seasons. So, 6th season, and it's going to be out. It will end with a 20-episode run, starting production early next year. Yeah, this is kind of a surprise cancellation. But they canceled it a full year before. I mean, they got a whole season. Yeah. To do whatever they want now. So, I expect to go some crazy storylines at this point if they're gonna. When you know it's your last season, they usually let them go crazy. So, yeah. We'll see what happens. Yeah. I mean, I like Supergirl. It's not my favorite of the CW shows, but I mean, it is head and shoulders above Batwoman. But it's Corbin in the chat still. Yeah. Better than Batwoman, but not nowhere near as good as the Flash.
Although she was for a while getting better ratings than Flash.
Yes.
At least for a little while, but it's since dropped off.
Right.
And she just had a baby, I think, is why they are so far behind filming. Why it hasn't even started filming its next season, because she had a baby, so they had to kind of knock off production. And then we ran into, the apocalypse.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I agree, Charlie Tango. She did a really good job as Supergirl. I liked her. I liked the series. It got, a little preachy at times, but I liked it. I liked the character. And she introduced an awesome Superman who's getting his own spinoff series now.
Yeah.
So she's still... Was that?
Is Martian Manhunter still on it?
Martian Manhunter's on it, yeah. He's one of the main characters.
Yeah.
He's
I hope they do something with him.
He's an awesome character in the series. He's also kind of a... it's kind of a problem because I'm like, Martian Manhunter, he's almost as powerful as she is, right?
Right.
But yet it's like, he'll sit there and watch the bad stuff going on. I was like, yeah, we need Supergirl in here to take care of this. I'm like, why don't you just phase over there and do it? I'm like, why are you waiting for her?
He doesn't do plebeian work.
Yeah, I was like, I don't see any fire around here, so why aren't you phasing over there to do it? He's like, nah, I only show up when there's like a big threat. I let her handle that stuff.
Can't risk revealing himself.
Yeah. Corbin's defending Batwoman here. Season 2. I mean, it can only go up, right?
when they totally replace the main character. Yeah. I'm sure that'll fix it.
Can't get worse. It's got nowhere to go but up. So maybe you're right, Corbin. Maybe season 2 we'll tell. Oh, you don't like the way Superman looks. He doesn't like the Tyler Hoechlin Superman. I don't like his like cape thing, but I like him. He's supposed to be getting a new Superman suit as well. But I like him as Superman. When I can't wait to see be in his own series where he's not like, being a jobber for Supergirl. Putting her over.
Yeah.
But, anyway. We just turned this geek bite into a full-on meal here. All right, so what are we up to? James Gunn is set to direct HBO Max series starring John Cena as Peacemaker. This is his Suicide Squad character, which James Gunn, John Cena, I'm down. Although he is the goofiest looking. I don't know, because you look at some of those characters in the trailer, but that's the whole point of these characters, right?
Yeah.
Is they're goofy D-level villains.
Yeah.
And who has the worst D-level villains? It's DC. DC had some crazy, crazy bad. Marvel did too, but
Polka
Dot Man.
That was a Spider-Man villain, wasn't it?
Yeah, Polka Dot Man's DC. Polka Dot was, yeah.
No.
But he was the one in Marvel was actually cool because his dots were like extra dimensional spaces or like portal. Yeah. He was actually a threat as the other guy like had,
Polka
dot see through. But John Cena, he looks awesome as Peacemaker, right? And they said that there's other members of the squad will make an appearance in the series as well.
Nice.
So we know at least Peacemaker lives through the Suicide Squad movie.
Charlie Jacob. John Cena trying desperately to have The Rock's career.
Desperately, I feel like they're pretty much hand in hand.
Oh my God. John Cena. I love John Cena.
What?
I love John Cena, but yeah, he's not The Rock. He does not have that level of charisma.
You just wait. You'll see him.
John Cena's day will come.
When John Cena does a movie as cool as CIA, then we'll know he's there.
Is that your level for The Rock, the CIA movie?
That was the first
that the
movie where I
bar?
was like, holy cow, The Rock is hilarious. He was amazing in that movie.
Thanks, Corbin. The Spot was the name of the dude from Marvel.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Spider-Man bad guy. Goofy, but still cooler than Polka Dot Man. All right. I'm down for John Cena. I'll watch it. It's James Gunn. James Gunn doing a superhero. I'm gonna watch it.
So I'm not sure why this wasn't included in the other one, but the WandaVision trailer breaks records with 53 million views in 24 hours.
That's quite a bit.
Yeah.
Break records. I know. I watched it several times.
Yeah.
It's like everybody watching it. Yeah. It's like what's going on here?
Half speed. Things are going too fast. Stop.
Yeah. Like, what does that mean? I don't know what this means. But yeah, super excited. I can't believe that's the one we're getting first. This seems crazy to me, but I'll take it. I'm excited.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Happily take it. 2 awesome characters and an awesome looking series. I'm down.
Heck yeah.
All right, Kirsten, what we got next?
Tom Holland is rumored to be up for the role of Link in Zelda Project for Netflix.
God, I don't know how I feel about this.
I don't know how I feel either.
Another video game movie, right?
Do you need a Link movie?
It's a Zelda movie, first off.
I don't think I do.
And it's Netflix, so it's like a coin flip of whether it's going to be good or not.
Yeah.
Right?
No, it's not a. It's not a coin flip. It's like rolling a d20 with a target number of 18.
That's true.
They are way more misses than hits.
Their
but when
good
they're
ones
hits
are really good.
Yeah.
When they're hits, they're really good, but most of them suck.
It's like they dump out a garbage can and say, "There's a diamond ring in there someplace. Go for it.
Go for it." Yeah. I don't know, man.
Although we're gonna watch, Melissa and I are gonna watch the was it Elena or that Holmes movie? Holmes' sister.
Oh yeah,
Holmes' sister.
Yeah,
with Millie Bobby Brown. We're gonna watch that tonight.
Enola.
Is it Enola? That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Enola Holmes.
I just try to picture Superman as Sherlock Holmes.
He looked good in the preview.
He does. I mean, I love Henry Cavill, but I mean, I read those books. He's tall and thin, right? Got the long bony fingernails. I mean, fingers, not pink fingernails, fingers.
Fingernails.
He might have long fingernails too. Might have a coke problem. Might have to have a long pinky finger.
He does have a coke problem.
He does. Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, there you go.
Although it wasn't a problem back then.
No. It made him a better detective, Doug. You do what you got to do to solve the crimes.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, we're gonna watch that tonight. So we'll see if that's a Netflix Diamond or.
Let me know because I like everybody involved in that.
Yeah.
I like the concept. We'll see. Let me know if it's a win. Yeah, but getting back to this Legend of Zelda thing, I don't know. I mean, I want it to be good. Like, if you had asked me as a kid about a Legend of Zelda movie, I'd been like all for it. I'd be like, yes, this has to happen. But there's circumstances nowadays, given the track record of video game movies, track record of Netflix.
Yeah.
I like Tom Holland. I don't know. I just don't know. So
I just have a bad feeling about it. Like, Link is very cartoony to me. Like, in all of his depictions, he's always been a pixel character and everything, and he's always, like, artistically depicted.
Little pixie character.
Yeah, I can't imagine a, like, IRL version of it. I would expect, like, immediately my impulse is to think of that really crappy but amazing Mario movie from, I think it was, like, the 80s or something like that, right?
Oh my god, the Mario Brothers movie?
Yeah.
I put that on my mind. That didn't happen.
That's what I imagine when I think of someone trying to recreate Zelda. So I don't know. It gives me bad vibes, but we'll see.
I tell you what, I don't know which is worse. The level of excitement going into and the amount of disappointment coming out of. I don't know whether it was more for Mario Brothers, right, or for Avatar, right? But they're both at that level, right? You go in with this kind of excitement, like I'm super excited about this, and then just walk out like, what the hell did I just watch? Yeah, Mario. Thanks for reminding me, Charlie Tango. Mario's last name was Mario. It's Luigi Mario and Mario. That's why they're the Mario Brothers.
See, Mario. I can't even imagine it going into that knowing that it was, or feeling that it was going to be a good movie. I went into it knowing it was a crappy movie, and it was amazing because I knew what it was.
No, I was super excited because back in the 80s, trailers lied to you, right?
Yeah.
They lied to you, like, you know, they didn't give away the whole movie. You know, they only showed, like, the really cool things. I'm like, oh, wow, it looks like it might be cool. No, it was not. Mario. Okay. All right. Okay. I got this story. Yay. So bad news for you Ruby fans out there with us. Again, I don't know if this is another sign of the downfall of Ruby or not. Everyone's predicting that
Rooster Teeth, you mean?
Rooster Teeth. Yeah, downfall of Rooster Teeth and Ruby with it. He, after stepping down earlier this year, back in February, Miles Luna stepped down as the head writer for Ruby, and they've been promoting this guy Eddie Rivas as the new head writer. And then, although his big claim to fame is Camp, so which is okay, but it's not Ruby.
I mean, we've left our reviews on Camp.
We all know what Camp is. Yeah, but now he's leaving Rooster Teeth now. I mean, he wasn't one of the founders, but he's joining some of the founders that have left. You know, I mean, the writing was on the wall earlier. People speculated, but now he's finally come out and said it. He says he's going to be doing. I mean, it was kind of like people were like, oh, he's like, oh, don't worry, I'm still going to voice John and maybe do some writing, which pretty much means he's not going to write anything.
Yeah, probably.
And then, but here's the thing: are they going to phase out John's character? John is. Like one of my favorite. Not. He's one of my favorite characters, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Did you guys see that? Like, there was a live stream earlier today with Murder Birds and a whole bunch of other Ruby watchers. Right? All the big name ones. They had like a big live stream together to speculate about the next season.
Oh.
Yeah, I was at work. I missed it, but yeah,
Interesting.
It was cool. But yeah, I mean, what do you guys think about this news?
I'm not shocked. I don't know. I feel like Ruby isn't going to finish as strongly as it's been playing through, and this just kind of proves that that's likely the case. Makes me sad.
Yeah. Well, I wonder what it means for his character in that other one that we've been watching. That's gone to HBO Max. Or I think it's HBO Max.
Genlock?
Genlock, yeah, because he's in that too. I mean, he's not a huge character, but purring coming through the mic.
I know. He's like, I need loving now. It's like I'm.
Well, and Charlie Tago does make a good point. Kara Eberly left a while ago, and she's still voicing,
True.
Ruby stuff. So,
I just don't like what's happening. I mean, I don't know what. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure what's going with the studio. I think we will probably be fine to finish Ruby if they get their act together. I think they've gone on too long. Yeah. They had a plan, then they realized they had hit pay dirt, and then they started dragging it out, and then they've now come to the point where they've drug it out too much.
Yeah.
So then I think this kind of look, Salem's here was kind of like, what the, where did this come from?
Right.
And I'm like, we need to speed things
how
up.
How are we going to get out of this? Oh, yeah. There you go.
We need to speed things up by having a season that takes place in one day. Or whatever this new season's supposed to take place in just 24 hours or 48 hours or something like that. I don't remember, but
all right, you gotta get down. You're making me look like a Bond villain. All right,
it's not the cat that does that, Mike.
Yeah, I agree, Charlie Tango. AT&T corporate meddling. I mean, that's as any DC Comics fan will tell you. AT&T don't care about the comics or the characters, or they care about the bottom line, right?
Wow, corporations only care about the bottom line.
That's shocking, but yeah, it's crazy.
All right, well, I'll go ahead and hit our last story, which is Samuel L. Jackson is set to reprise his role as Nick Fury in an upcoming Disney Plus series.
Yeah.
Amazing. And that Fury's better be Sword.
No, actually, it's Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's Nick Fury. The news came out earlier, and everyone was speculating because it just came out like it says here. He's going to be a reprisal role in an upcoming Disney Plus series. And we're like, well, which one is it? And instead, it's his own series, Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. So, Sword will probably be part of it.
Yeah, unless you're going to go back in time, which I hope they don't do. They've already kind of established he's out in space doing whatever, so that's that would lead to Sword. So so maybe it'll be Nick Fury, Agent of Sword.
Ooh.
Yeah, my only they're doing a Nick Fury Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. movie now that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has come to an end. Yeah. And then the last season, I don't know if you guys watched it, but the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. kind of wrote themselves out of the Marvel Universe. Out of the Marvel Universe, pretty much. So, I don't know how I feel about the whole thing. I got caught up and watched it all, and I'm like, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is no longer a part of Marvel. They changed the past, and now they're in a different alternate dimension, pretty much.
Yeah, but Doctor Strange can bring him back.
It's true. It's true.
Anybody could be anywhere. We've established that. So if you want Coulson in this series, you can do it.
That's right. God, I just want to see him and Nick Fury together. That was one of the best parts about the Captain Marvel movie.
Oh, yeah.
So, I don't know, guys. I'm super excited about what's coming up with Marvel. Disney Plus stuff that's coming out.
Yeah.
So, kicking off with WandaVision. And we're almost a month away from Mandalorian?
Yeah, it's 35 days.
You think WandaVision will come right on its heels? To put it around in December.
Yeah, maybe. Well, yeah, they'll probably put it towards the end of December, I would assume, because they try not to. Those big tentpole ones, they try to keep them not running at the same time.
Yeah.
So you'll want it either. Although they have kind of committed to it being this year, WandaVision being this year, so maybe they will.
Yeah, it is this year.
There at the very end.
Yeah, can't go a year without Marvel. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us this week. Thank everybody for showing up in the chat. Thank you for listening out there in the podcast world. All of you new people listening to us out there in the podcast world, we really appreciate you downloading and reviewing the show. Please like, subscribe, share with your friends, ring the bell for notifications, leave comments. I mean, that's the thing. We're getting a lot more comments on a lot of our old videos. So, like, we're getting some comments. I'm going back. I'm like, what did I say here? I don't know what I said. Just commenting on something I said, like, a year ago. I had to go back and rewatch the video. Oh, yeah. Okay. Speculating about this now that I know that's wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, we want to really appreciate it, guys. I was hoping to get it up by this week, but I will have it up by next week. We have some new merch coming up in the Teespring store, so check that out. There's a link for that down below. There's a link for our patron, so become a patron for us. You guys are rock stars. We really appreciate it. We're getting your suggestions for reactions, and we're going to be doing some of those. I mean, you guys have stuck with us through all this, man, when no one's like, everyone's out of work, and you're still paying us to be us, and we really appreciate it. You guys are amazing. And, Doug, what's the last one, the easiest one for them to use?
The best one right now is use that Amazon affiliate link in the description. Just click on it before you do your Amazon shopping. We get a small kickback. Doesn't cost you anything extra. And, a bunch of you have been doing it, and we appreciate that a lot. It's the easiest way for you guys to support us when you're going to do Amazon shopping anyways.
Yep. That's right. I look at it like a discount every time I use it. So it's like an Amazon discount for me. All right, guys. That's going to do it for us.
I unfortunately can't do it because it's in my name.
It's in your name. Ha ha.
And I think even when my family shops with the link, it doesn't count because they have the same last name as me. So, so it's a bummer, but whatever. It's fine.
All right, guys. We really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Be sure to check out the Absolute Geek podcast coming up next over on their channel. Those guys will lead you on deep into the Friday night. We'll be back again next week, guys. We'll see you then. Thanks for joining us. Good night.